The Philippines, an archipelago of over 7,000 islands, is a nation rich in culture and steeped in ancient beliefs. Here, the line between the everyday and the supernatural is famously thin. Stories of mystical creatures and vengeful spirits are not just tales for children. They are deeply ingrained warnings passed down through generations. These are the urban legends of the Philippines. Legend 1. The White Lady at Balete Drive. In the heart of Quezon City lies Balete Drive, a wide, tree-lined street known not for its shops or homes, but for a permanent, spectral resident, the White Lady. This is perhaps the most famous ghost story in Metro Manila, a tale of tragedy that has become a rite of passage for brave drivers and a staple of local folklore. The legend has many variations, but the most common tells of a beautiful young woman in the 1950s or 60s. She was deeply in love with her fiancé, and they were planning their future together. Tragically, one night, while they were driving along the then dark and winding Balete Drive, they were involved in a horrific car accident. The man survived, but the young woman was killed instantly. Her white wedding gown, which she had just picked up or was on her way to show him stained with her blood, denied the future she was promised. Her spirit refused to move on. She is now eternally bound to the place of her untimely death. She appears as a spectral figure in a flowing white dress, her face often described as pale and sorrowful, but sometimes as a horrifying, featureless void. She is most frequently seen by taxi drivers and motorists traveling the drive late at night. The classic encounter involves a driver seeing a lone woman in white hitchhiking. Feeling pity, he offers her a ride. She gets in the back seat, gives a vague address, and remains silent. When the driver glances in the rearview mirror, he finds the seat empty, leaving only a chill in the air. Other stories tell of a more aggressive spirit. She is said to appear suddenly in the middle of the road, causing drivers to swerve and crash. Some even claim to have seen her sitting next to them in the passenger seat, a silent, terrifying companion for a brief, heart-stopping moment. The White Lady of Balete Drive is a classic multo a ghost anchored to our world by a profound emotional trauma. She is a permanent reminder of a life cut short, a spectral landmark on a busy city street. Legend 2. The Aswang. While many countries have vampires or witches, the Philippines has the Aswang, a term that encompasses a terrifying array of shape-shifting, flesh-eating monsters. The Aswang is the country's most iconic mythological creature, a symbol of primal fear that varies wildly from region to region, but whose core traits inspire universal dread. An Aswang is not merely a monster. It can appear by day as a normal, often quiet and unassuming member of the community. It might be your neighbor, the local vendor, or a distant relative. This ability to blend in is what makes it so terrifying. By night, however, it sheds its human disguise. There are many types. Some transform into large, monstrous dogs or pigs. Others, like the man and angle sever their own upper torso to grow bat-like wings and fly in search of prey. Their primary target, pregnant women and unborn children. Using a long, proboscis-like tongue, the Aswang is said to be able to sip the life force from a fetus or a sleeping person from a distance, often through the roof of a nipa hut. They are masters of stealth and deception. Folklore is rich with ways to detect an Aswang. They are said to walk backwards or have their feet facing backwards. If you look at them upside down through your legs, their true monstrous form may be revealed. They are repelled by garlic, salt, and religious symbols, but these are often temporary deterrents. The fear of the Aswang is so deeply embedded that it has been used to explain miscarriages, stillbirths, and unexplained illnesses in rural areas. It represents the fear of the unknown, the danger that lurks within the familiar, and the vulnerability of the most innocent. Unlike a ghost tied to one location, the Aswang could be anywhere, anyone. It is the ultimate predator, hiding in plain sight, a shape-shifting embodiment of the darkness that waits just beyond the flickering light of the village fire. Legend 3. The Curse of the Yamashita Treasure. This legend moves from supernatural creatures to a historical mystery steeped in greed, tragedy, and a very real-world curse. As World War II drew to a close, it is widely believed that the Japanese military under General Tomoyuki Yamashita looted vast amounts of gold, jewels, and artifacts from across Southeast Asia and hid it all in tunnels, caves, and underground complexes throughout the Philippines. This hidden fortune is known as the Yamashita Treasure. The legend, however, is not about the treasure's existence, but about the deadly price attached to it. It is said that the Japanese engineers who designed the hiding places booby-trapped them extensively. But more than physical traps, they placed a powerful spiritual curse upon the hoard to ensure it would never be recovered by their enemies. The stories tell of human sacrifices, prisoners of war, or enslaved laborers who were sealed alive within the tunnels alongside the treasure, their spirits bound to guard it for eternity. This curse is blamed for the strange misfortunes that befall treasure hunters. For decades, countless individuals, from poor farmers to wealthy investors, have searched for the gold, often armed with old maps and a desperate hope. The legend claims that those who get too close are met with a wave of bad luck, sudden, unexplained illnesses, mental breakdowns, financial ruin, or fatal accidents. Some hunters tell of eerie phenomena, voices whispering warnings in the dark, the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes, and tools that mysteriously break. The most chilling accounts involve the *NGK the nature spirits of Philippine folklore. It is believed the Japanese, perhaps aware of local beliefs, aligned their curse with these powerful beings. Treasure hunters might be befriended by a beautiful stranger or an old man who gives them specific instructions. If these instructions are not followed to the letter, such as not speaking a word until a task is complete, the treasure will vanish, and the hunter will be driven mad or meet a grisly end. The Yamashita Treasure is more than a historical footnote. It is a modern-day cautionary tale about the corrupting power of greed and the very real danger of disturbing a past that is best left buried.